Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikita. I'm your personal mentor, advisor, psychologist, and just internet friend. Guys, I have an interesting idea for discussing today because a few days ago I watched a live broadcast from popular psychologist from my personal online university, and was a live broadcast about burning out syndrome from psychological points of view. It's not just my imagination, I have notes. So today I'm going to present you this topic and tell you all information, all secrets about it, and a few professional life hacks how you can deal with it and how you can actually fight with it. So let's go, watch it, make notes, and repeat it in your personal life. Well, firstly, I want to break your stereotypes about it is now all people have heard about that because it's really well known syndrome. But firstly, and for example, if you're going to tell just about correct things, it is about like professional area, just about work, job, about place where you're working. And firstly it comes to us from doctors, from psychologists, from therapists, and someone like that. People that job connected with working and connection with other people. Now, a lot of bloggers, a lot of famous people, a lot of people generally use this, but it isn't true and it doesn't work this way. Of course, breakout syndrome it's have an impact about on all areas of your life, starting from studying, ending your relationship with family, with your partner, and your friendship and sport and something like that. But when you feel exhausted about studying or about speaking with some people, or for example you just feel an empathy and something like that, it is not burning out because it is just about your job and your work. It doesn't it doesn't matter, but it just connected with professional area, and just professional files we can add to this category. So first stereotype. And next I want to tell you that it and if you like stages, and it depends. So firstly you have to understand that it's just about professional files, not about studying, not about connection with other people, not about speaking, not about like your motivation and something like that. No, it is other thing, not this. Not just okay, it is popular, yeah, it is well known of all people, but it can't keep all areas of your life. It have an impact, but it not about all. Well, as a result, after your burning out, it is firstly decreased performance because you remember that it's just about professional area. And for example, you a doctor and some patient comes to you and you just say, oh, you can search it internet, or just doesn't care about it or doesn't matter about it, it's okay, you're going to feel better and something like that. So you feel so exhausted and you even can't make your work okay. And that's the first. The next is it is psychology and sociality distance from people because again you haven't any power for do that. You haven't any energy for connected with people. You haven't any energy and resources like emotional resources for connection with people. Doesn't matter, it is your family, it is your friends, it is your partner. No, in this way you starting to distance from people, but it is not correct because from the first and two stages of like emotional this exhausted in this way and burning out syndrome, some help and some support actually can motivate you and help you with this problem. So people are used to help you and people are able to help you. Your close friend, your partner, your family, doesn't matter. Some people who you love and who loves you, again, they can help you with this problem. But at firstly, on first in two stages, and after you have to go to therapist or to psychologist, and just professional are able to help you with this. The burning out syndrome, again, it comes near goals for all life, near like excellent student syndrome and perfectionist syndrome. For example, when childhood, your parents respected you just when you do something good or correct, or just about your or about achieves your goals or something like that, and starting arguing and starting angry for you for your some fault and some things that you even can't couldn't to do good. And yeah, after you have a perfectionist syndrome, and after perfectionist syndrome you're going to have a burning out syndrome, because just normal people, like, okay, I'm saying no, oh, I'm saying normal people, but it's not okay. It's not actually good describing for it. People without any like mental disorders and psychological problems, they just working with some specialist or with psychologist, or they just have a less mental disorders and problems than others, and they understand that, okay, I have to do something good and I am going to try to do that good. I'm going to try my work, my some, I don't know, just some things on a high level. But if I can do something really well, it's okay. I can do a mistake, and I'm actually simple person which can make a mistake. And that's opinion of like a normal person without any mental disorders. But for perfectionist, they people like this type, they want to do always all things on the highest level, like more than okay, more than brilliant, more than enough. They just want to do something on a really highest level, just even they can't, even they didn't have an experience with this field. Those people, like I have described, they want to do better, all things better than others. And then if they can do something on like perfect level, they just starting to say like, oh, you can't do that, it is too bad. They starting arguing and starting become angry like parents in his or her childhood. I hope you understand this connection between your family in your childhood and your like nowadays. It's connect, and it is really important to fix all your disorders and problems and some, I don't know, like just features from your childhood, and understand that, okay, my parents, they are like all people and they can make a mistake, but I don't need to do the same what they have done. Like starting arguing for myself and starting angry for myself and saying something bad things about myself because I couldn't do something on a highest level. And after blaming yourself in this way, after all these things, like you always blame yourself, you have a perfectionist syndrome, and you can do something on the highest level always. Your body, your minds, your brain always feel like a state of danger, and they just trying to wait some danger. They don't understand why they don't why it is one come to you, and then you just feeling that you can't have a relax. You just can't stop thinking about something. You can't just relaxing and have a holiday, and after that you don't understand what you feel, but it is named like cognitive destroying of reality. Well, the most interesting, so we come to it, and I want to say that you starting always feel like attacked of a time, and like your life became a deadline, and then about stages and steps. In psychology, in classic psychology, it is just three stages, but in a new modern psychology, it is four stages, and I'm going to tell you both variants and just for understanding and for your knowing. So the first stages, it is the hardest for understand that in a near time, in the near future, you're going to have this burnout syndrome. Well, the first stage is you have a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, a lot of achieves, a lot of goals which you have to achievement, a lot of something, I don't know, a lot of projects, a lot of dreams, and something like that. You just always feel a lot of energy. You want to work, and that it is a stage which the most hardest to understand that okay, in a few days, in a few months, it doesn't matter, a few weeks or something just like that, I'm going to have a burnout syndrome. Of course, you haven't connect all your feeling with this, but I just can name you this, and after you have to understand and analyze your life for understanding is it true or not, or just is it connected with yourself or not. The next, you're starting to feel an anxiety and starting to becoming psychosomatic syndromes, and just our body speak with us, and is one like I don't know, something which help you to understand it, and it's becoming a few exhausting, and you just understand that oh, I don't want to do that honestly, and it's more understanding that your some dreams and your reality, it's not the same, and your dreams can come true, and you're starting to feel exhausted, and you're starting to stopping speaking with your friends or family, and just coming a lot of anxiety, and it is the time when you have to go to a specialist or a psychologist. The third step, it is in the classic psychology, it is the end of burning out and the hardest problems, the hardest feeling, and the hardest like stage of the syndrome. And I can explain it for you. Firstly, it is a lot of emotions. And really, it is on the one hand you starting to be aggressive and too emotional, and your reaction isn't okay. You start to be aggressive and angry of all just not big deal things, and something like that, and starting nervous for all things generally. But on the other hand, you are trying to save your emotions. It's a little bit tricky because it seems like oh, this guy is too emotional, but in the same way it is this guy in the same way are keeping close and closer, and all his problems, all his, I don't know, emotions keep into yourself, into himself or herself, you understand. And then, as I said before in the start of our video, your professional routine comes to less important for others and comes less important for you actually, and less usefully for others, and you just starting to say, like for example, a doctor starting to say his or her clients that oh, you will be great, and just something like that, it's okay, it doesn't matter. So here she's starting to think that nothing make his like I don't know, feeling some nervous about these things. But in this way, on the other hand, this guy starting to be aggressive for all things generally. Yes, and also want to say that, like, for example, I want to give you example for like explaining in easy words and for your understanding. It is you just imagine you're a psychologist and you're just starting to choose who of your clients are good people and who of your clients are bad. It is not okay actually. And also new psychologists they choose and for stage between third, the first is the most like hard, but if in the third stage you can do something alone by yourself, you just have to go and psychologist. But in the three and fourth stages you have to go to a psychologist and just or therapist. And actually, I want to say about the modern psychology, about the first stage, that it comes to depression. Your burning out syndrome comes to depression, and you have like a lazy behavior for just simply daily things. For example, like drink a water or just watch a film and something like that. So I hope you understand what I mean and how you can, what you have to deal with this. So about the first stage, you can change your work actually or change your daily routine, and the best hacks for you for like don't feel the syndrome, burning out syndrome, and don't feel generally burning out, you have to change your daily routine sometimes. In the first stage, you can change your work actually. It is and it is going to be well. It is going to work correct. But by the way, you have to remember that you can change your work, you can change your daily routine. But firstly, you have to work with yourself and your inner behavior. So without it, you are going to not have like results. And some hacks. Firstly, you can to choose one day of your week, and in this day you can try something new, or just every weekend or every month you have to try some new hobby, new, I don't know, you have to go or a new place for a walk or something like that. So these little futures and these little hacks are going to help you with to dealing with your exhausting feelings about your work or about your studying. Of course, it's not just about burning out syndrome, it's about just even your study or you feel bad about something which around yourself, your environment and something like that, and you can try something new sometimes and it's going to work in this way. But of course, if you have the second or third stage, or of course for like depression or too much lazy, I know I call it lazy, but you know this feeling like you have depression and you're so exhausted and you don't even understand what I have to do, how I can live, and how I can wake up on the next day because you just don't want to do anything. It's too hard, just drink a water or eat or something like that. So in this way, a psychologist or a therapist are going to help you, nobody else, and you even you can't. But remember, if you hear something that seems to your life now, or you understand that your friends, your family have the same, you have to help them because, as I said before, support on the earlier stages, it is the most useful thing, because not just some people say, oh, how you can to be exhausted or how to your work or studying are able to be hard. No, it can be. It's able to be because other people don't understand you, but choose some close friends or some your family members who understand you and you have to speak with them. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. And it was, I think, so useful because it's not just my mind, it's not a motivation, but it is a fact which I wrote in a therapist course, in a like psychologist course, and it was a live broadcast by teachers from my university where I'm studying now. It is was really interesting for myself. I have know something about burning out syndrome before because I have told with yourself in my YouTube channel. It was a special video, but not just about special burning out, but yeah, it is a professional facts and quotes which I have said before. You have to understand it. It is true. It is like 100% truth. And yeah, remember it and use this hacks, use this notes, use my advices which I have said before. And yes, thank you for watching this video again. Subscribe for my channel for new content, for new motivation and special like this professional psychological content. Yeah, and see you in the next video. Like me, like this video please, and write your feedback, write your questions, write your advices in comments. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.